Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Another Friday. Geez, now it's getting close to Christmas again, and I don't know if we should talk about that. It's almost like you can talk about not allowed to talk about lockdown anymore. The same like now we're going to talk about Christmas. So yeah, good morning, welcome, and thank you for joining us live. Really excited for this morning. Why? I'm always excited, as you know, but this morning we have the Financial Planner of the Year finalists for 2021. We have Hendrik and Ryan with us this morning live, and really excited to talk to them about their journey, what they've experienced, why they've entered, but also their backstory and sort of how they got into financial services and why this is such a big passion for them. So really excited. Two of them, I just learned, have some really young children, and I think it's not easy running a practice very successfully when you have, and in fact all three of them have got young children, but two of them have got twins, so that's definitely next level. Anyway, so with that, good morning. Let me just say a very good morning to everyone who's saying hi in the chat, and please do say hi to us in the chat. David, good morning. Hello. Nice to see you. Looking forward to seeing you guys on Monday and Tuesday, and really excited for that. Then Albert, good morning. Welcome. And Kobus is driving back from his work from anywhere sprint in Natal. So drive safe there, Kobus. Well done. And then we've got Kuvendra saying good morning. Yvonne Killian, good morning, Yvonne. Nice seeing you again. And Adrian Jordan popping in to say hi. All right, so let me save some time and make sure that we've got enough time to speak to everyone. So with that, without any further sort of, adieu. Let's head on over to the new studio. And this morning, joined by Nici Macdonald from the Financial Planning Institute, and looking forward to hear what happened in the last week and maybe things that are happening in the coming week or weeks. So with that, over to Nici.
Good morning, Francois, and everyone online. Let's start with our first story. Yesterday, the Financial Sector Conduct Authority received a judgment against them from the Supreme Court of Appeal, in which they determined that the FSCA was wrong to shut down JP Markets, then SA's largest online broker with more than 300,000 clients. This was according to a judgment handed down, on Wednesday by the Supreme Court of Appeal of South Africa. They overturned a 2020 ruling by the South Gauteng High Court for the liquidation of JP Markets and ordered the FSCA to pay the costs of two counsel for JP Markets. Now, yesterday, the FSCA said that it will abide by the SCA's judgment and will commence processing the application by JP Markets for an over-the-counter product provider license, adding that JP Markets is not licensed as an OTP product provider yet, neither is it entitled to conduct the business of an OTP product provider until a decision has been made by the authority on the status of its application. JP Markets in turn responded that they will be discussing their options with their legal team, and that will include a possible damages claim against the regulator and the resuscitation of JP Markets as an online broking business in SA. So let's see how this plays out. Then another report that came out this month was the CFA Institute Global Pension Index report on Thursday. This report determined that of all the places you could choose to retire in the world, South Africa should be 31st on your list. This report assesses the adequacy, sustainability, and integrity of pension systems around the world, and it gave South Africa a C grade overall index value. This was slightly higher than the 2020 score that we got. On the bright side, South Africa's pension system did manage to rank higher than Argentina, Italy, Austria, Indonesia, and India, to name a few. The top performers who received an A grade were Iceland, followed by Netherlands and Denmark. Now, they also focused on the reasons for this. So for South Africa to start seeing improvements in its systems, the report recommended that it start increasing the minimum level of support given to its poorest aged individuals, as well as increasing the coverage of employees in occupational pension schemes to consequently increase the level of contributions and assets. And this year's report also placed a special focus on the gender pension gap and its main contributing factors. This report showed that just as there was no single cause for the gap, there's also no silver bullet to rectify this. And in the last report that we received from the Council of Medical Schemes, this shows that open medical schemes lost over 64,000 members in 2020, with a decline of 105, almost 106,000 beneficiaries. Out of the 5 largest open schemes, which includes Discovery, Bonitas, Momentum, BestMed, and MediHelp, only one, and that is BestMed, reported an increase in members in this year. Together, these 5 schemes comprise 86% of the open scheme market. This is in relation to COVID, but it's also an ongoing trend. So these facts were quite interesting. And then just for Francois, some weird news for this week. Christchurch in New Zealand is parting ways with its official city wizard after more than 2 decades. His offensive remarks about women and the local government's new tourism strategy reportedly spelled his doom. Now, Ian Brackenbury Channel was known as the Wizard of New Zealand. Apparently, it is even indicated as such on his official documents, like his passport. He has been on the Christchurch City Council's payroll since 1998 and received an annual salary of around 16,000 New Zealand dollars to provide acts of wizardry and other wizard-like services as part of promotional work for the city of Christchurch. Now, when asked by the New Zealand news site staff whether he would curse the council over its decision to let him go, the wizard said he preferred blessings. I give children happy dreams, general good health, and I want to make bureaucrats become more human. I say, good luck with that. And that is the end of the news. We look forward to hosting all on Monday and Tuesday at the FBI's virtual convention where the future will be human. Thank
Fantastic.
you, Francois.
Great stuff, Nici. Not only do I love this last little bit that you always throw in, but I love magic and wizards and all that stuff. So, yeah, anything from Star Wars to Harry Potter to, so I'm a bit of a nerd and a geek. So, but yeah, thanks for that. Really enjoyed that. Thanks for bringing it back. The last 2 weeks, I don't think we did that. So, but yeah, thank you so much and have a fantastic weekend. And thanks for the news.
Thank you, Francois.
Cool stuff. We'll see you next week. On Monday at the
Monday.
Convention.
Yes, looking forward.
Me too. Does it? Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. So let's head on over to Norma. And today Norma is talking about our attitudes towards challenges and how we can make that work for us, I guess. So looking forward to hear what Norma has to say. And Norma, over to you.
Morning, and I love this morning's topic. It's about our attitudes towards our challenges. So really the only thing standing between us and our goals is the challenges. So the challenges make us become more of who we are. It makes us maybe see how strong we are and what we're capable of. So the more challenges we have, the better we build that skill and actually the stronger we get. So it doesn't mean that our challenges should become easier or we should have less of it. It's just that we're handling it better and we may be managing our minds around it a little bit better. So there will always be challenges, like we will always have problems in the world. And if we say we don't want challenges and we try and hide and avoid it or hide from it, then we're actually just saying that we don't want to grow and we don't want to evolve. We just want to stay exactly where we are. So we can embrace it and we can allow those challenges to change us and then adapt to it. Thousands of years ago, we had the challenge to, and the way that we evolved was to basically just stay alive because our survival was at risk. But today we don't have those challenges, but we still want to evolve, and we do that by way of growing, and we grow by way of challenges. So what is our attitude then towards our challenges that we face? So we have these forced challenges that comes our way that we didn't really sign up for, and that could be something like a health scare or a pandemic or something of that sort. And then on the other side, we have the challenges that we actually sign up for. So those are the goals and the things we set for ourselves. And I think that we actually grow the most by the challenges that's forced upon us, because we can't quit and say, no, I've had enough. I don't want these challenges. We don't have an option to quit. So we can't contemplate and say, should or shouldn't I? We just basically have to take it on and move through it. So really the challenges that we face, we make it mean something. So we can either make it mean that we're doing something wrong, or this shouldn't be happening, or maybe we indulge in self-pity and we have this victim mentality. So we can say it's hard, we can back down, and we can say, let's try something different, or maybe try something easier, or we can just face what's coming our way and move through it. So we can actually choose how we think about these challenges. So we can lean into it, or we can totally avoid it and hide. Because fear will be coming up. So fear, we can either decide, the fear can paralyze us, or we can face the fear. We can try and understand where the fear is coming from and then move forward. So what we make it mean will eventually decide or determine the way forward. So if we make it mean something bad, we might just be stuck and not move forward. Whereas we take the fear and we move forward. Either way, there's no other way. So we know that these challenges and the fears and the negative emotions that's coming up is just an emotion, and it's not going to kill us. So these challenges then really just, it's like we build emotional resilience. So the better we get at feeling these negative emotions, the more we know that the worst that can really happen is a feeling, and a feeling maybe like maybe being disappointed, or maybe being humiliated, or maybe embarrassed, or maybe the fear of failing. But we know that those are just feelings, and it's actually just a vibration in our body. So just maybe think of the last time that you were faced with a challenge, maybe recently, and how do you utilize those challenges? Do you embrace it and allow it to change you, or do you avoid it, try and hide from it, or maybe just resist it? So what I want to leave you with is that sometimes we are in such a rush to get to the goals, and we think that it's going to be better over there, and we think that we're going to feel something different. But it's not going to be better over there, it's just going to be different. So in this journey, or this process that we're going through to get to our goal, we are actually becoming the person that is going to be achieving that goal. So we're already in this process stepping into that identity of the person that we need to become to get the goal. So we can't really, we don't become that person, or we don't get the identity at that instant where we get the goal, or that we achieve the goal. We become the person on the way. So knowing that, we can really be positive, or see our challenges as positive, because we're becoming the person that we actually want to be. And what we're really after is the growth and the learning, and while doing the hard things in between. So when we get to the goal, it's great. We can tick that box, saying I've done it, and know that we're not going to necessarily feel any different, or our life is not going to necessarily be better, because we've already become the person throughout the journey. So that's what I have for you today, and thank you for listening.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Norma. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. And I see it's a bit raining here in Krugersdorp this morning, so enjoy. I hope it rains a lot more. Thanks for this. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you back next week.
Great. Thank you. And goodbye, everyone.
Thanks, bye-bye. All right. So before I introduce my guest to you, I just quickly want to run you through some announcements, just a few of them. There's not a lot. The one is that the Write a Book in a Day challenge is starting, or is happening, it's not starting. It's a one-day thing. So it happens in November. It's currently open to PROpulsion Pro members to go and register your interest. So on the platform, you can go and say if you're interested to take part in this. We need about 30 people to take part. So we're looking for that, and then we will take it from there. But that's open at the moment on the platform. If you're interested and you're a member, please go and check that out. Then also on PROpulsion Pro, we created a new section for crypto and blockchain. And we are going to focus there specifically only on education. So this is not about how you make money with crypto and like what is, like where do you go, how do you do this stuff. This is really about understanding where these things are going. And it's not Bitcoin in specific, it is crypto in general. It's also the blockchain. So really looking forward to sharing incredible content from people who really know what they are talking about. We're also planning a unique show around this, which we will also do. But for now, just happy to announce that this topic has been created. There's no content in there yet. We are going to be adding it now as we go forward. But yeah, looking forward to really getting us. And I think I spoke about it last week here on the show, is that, there's new technology, there's new things that clients are doing, there's new things that clients are asking about. And the question is, as financial planners, are you staying abreast of this? Whether you believe in it or not, do you know what this is about? Do you know what this is meant to do? Do you know where this is going probably in the long term? Are you able to do this? And as regulation is going to come in on this for sure, you sort of want to be there when it happens. So I don't think you want to stay behind in terms of what this is all about. So really excited about that addition to PROpulsion Pro. And then the last thing is the FBI convention that happens on Monday and Tuesday. Really looking forward to that. I'll be there in person. I am moderating one of the panels with Robin and I think it's Dylan, if I can now just recall the names, and Johan, obviously. So really looking forward. That's going to be a very dynamic discussion, and it's going to be different from the one that I moderated at the summit the other day. So really looking forward to this, and you're going to see some incredible things. So I hope that you are attending the FBI convention because there's some incredible discussions that's going to take place and some incredible speakers as well. Right, so with that, let's get into the main section for today, which is introducing you to the Financial Plan of the Year 2021 finalists, and then also to get to know them a little bit better. And then specifically, I want to get into the process and everything that they experience and what they also get out of just participating, because the winner is only being announced on Monday evening at the gala dinner, and so no idea who that is. So at least today you can decide, are you rooting for all three? Are you rooting for one of them, two of them? I don't know. That's up to you. But getting excited to get to know them a little bit better. Right, so after this, I'll introduce you to Henri, Hendrik, and Ryan. Right, so I'm going to introduce them one by one first so that they get an opportunity to also introduce themselves, and you can sort of, meet them one at a time. I'm going to do it as they're here in the studio, just from left to right for me. So I'm first going to introduce Hendrik, and then Ryan, and then Henri. So Hendrik, good morning, goeiemorgen.
Morning, Francois.
I say welcome. Very happy to have you with us, and congratulations first of all for being in the top three in being the finalists. And just maybe introduce yourself quickly and just a little bit of who you are.
Thanks, Francois. Yeah, I'm Hendrik Spies. I'm from Malmesbury in the Western Cape, and my practice is Business Associates. And I myself am a proud CFP professional as well as a CASA. And yes, I'm married to Hendrik Spies, and we have 3 beautiful children, 3 boys. Yeah, thanks, Francois.
Fantastic. Yeah, look, I mean, having twins is one thing, but having all three children being boys, that's good luck, chap. Hopefully, you know all the tricks in the book as well. So, but a warm welcome, Hendrik, and we'll chat to you in a second.
Thanks, Francois.
All right. So next up is Ryan McCauchey. Ryan, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Francois. Thanks for having us.
I must say, I have to say this before I let you introduce yourself, that you must be the guest with the best background that we've had in 154 episodes. I love it. It looks absolutely amazing. So, Ryan, do a quick introduction.
Awesome. Thanks, Francois. My name's Ryan McCauchey. I currently reside in Hout Bay with my wife and our twins, Noah and Sage. I grew up in a small town in the Eastern Cape, studied or went to University of Stellenbosch. My passion for investments led me to do a honors degree in financial analysis. I've got over 11 years experience in the investment industry, and that's everything from an analyst to portfolio manager, now a financial advisor. We established Toit Wealth in 2017, and we're going on to 5 years now. I'm a CFP professional, a member of the Financial Planning Institute. Yeah, and it's been great to go through this whole process of entering the financial plan of the year.
Awesome stuff. Again, like massive congratulations on being a finalist, and yeah, we look forward to hearing a bit more from you in a minute or so. So next up, we've got Henri. Henri, good morning. Ali pad af en Kimberley af. Good morning, good morning.
Thanks, Francois.
I say, Henri, like I think some of us know you a bit because you are on PROpulsion Pro, and you've been on you know, we've had several discussions and a podcast and all things. So I know you the best of all the finalists. But for those that don't know you yet, obviously, who's Henri?
Okay, yes, yeah, my name is Henri le Grange, and I'm a CFP professional. I work in the Le Grange Associates practice within Old Mutual PFA. Yeah, I've been married for 9 years now to Mirinda, and we have an amazing 1-year-old girl, or almost 2 now. And I started my career in financial services in 2009, and I've completed a BCom degree and a postgraduate diploma in financial planning and an advanced postgraduate diploma in financial planning. And yes, just a random fact, I think anybody who knows me will know that I love exploring new technologies and how we can use them. And yeah, on a side note, I like to just learn random things that I would likely never use again. Like, I think the one most out of my comfort zone was a classical music course me and my wife did online through Yale University. And yeah, I'm definitely not going to use that ever again.
You know, sometimes we think we don't use these things, Henri, and then in the weirdest situation, for the weirdest reason, there's something from that course that's going to come in very valuable. I can almost guarantee you that. So, but yeah, warm welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, that course just confirmed my suspicion that I had zero rhythm.
Okay. But at least if it helps you acknowledge and recognize good music, then that's good. Henri, a big congratulations to you as well for making it in as a finalist as well. And yeah, so really excited to sort of get into the topic. So with that, I'm going to bring everybody on the screen, and I will just direct sort of questions as we go along. I'm sort of keen to learn just, you know, we'll start with you, Hendrik. Like, how did you get into financial planning? You know, is it something that, you know, when you were a little boy and your friends were going in Malmesbury, listen, I want to be a firefighter, and Hendrik went like, no, I'm going to be a CASA financial planner. Was that the dream from childhood, or how did this happen?
Thanks, Francois. So, yeah, running around in Malmesbury when I was young. My father started as a financial planner 40 years ago. So my love actually started from a very young age. I went when I was very, very small. I went with my dad to clients, and after a few years, when I go back to the same clients, you start to realize there's a change and there's an impact that the financial planning has on these clients and businesses. And it's actually when you see that change where that spark comes alight, and where you see that my dad is actually changing people's lives. And that's where my love started. That's where I start to get wonderflies. That's really why I'm in this industry, to change people's lives, and yeah, to just touch more people and help more people. So for me, financial planning gives you the tools to actually do this the best. And after school, my father, I wanted to start as a financial planner after school, and my father motivated me to actually go and study. And I went to Stellenbosch University, where I obtained the CASA designation, and after that the CFP designation. And now looking back, I can see the value of the education and why my father motivated me to actually go and study and further my education. So yeah, that's where my love started for the financial planning industry. I really love helping other people. I really love helping other financial planners, and I really love seeing the difference we make as financial planners, as an institute, as a financial planning institute. We're making actually on clients' lives and bettering clients' lives. So Francois, yeah, that's where my love for the industry started in Malmesbury, and I'm still in Malmesbury, and yeah, we've moved here last year on the same day that our twins was born prematurely. So it's been a hectic year, and as Norma said, that you face these challenges, and actually after you went through such challenges, you realize that being human, you actually got through it. You've got the tools. You were given the tools, and yeah, that's special for me. So the last year has been special, and yeah, financial planning is very close to my heart, and it runs in my blood. So yeah, that's where I'm coming from. Thanks, Francois.
That's awesome, Hendrik. And nice to learn a little bit about you. My daughter, by the way, stays in Malmesbury, studies in Cape Town for like driving there every day. But we've got family that actually lives in Malmesbury. So if it wasn't for that, I would have asked you now, where is Malmesbury? So luckily today I know. So that's amazing. I also hail from a small town. So that's awesome. And to sort of hear that story, you know, like, you know, going with your dad, seeing, I think that's an amazing experience to have, and to be able to pick up on those things and see what a difference it can be. And it almost becomes a calling then, I guess, instead of this is just a job I'm going to do because there's maybe money to be made, or maybe there's freedom, or whatever that may be. It's good stuff, Hendrik. Then Ryan, obviously, like your backstory, how did you end up in financial planning? Keen to hear your story as well.
Yeah, so my financial planning background kind of started when I was very young. My dad encouraged us to set up a little share portfolio and get to know the markets. I think it's the best way, and probably the best thing you can do for your kids. And then that led me to go to Stellenbosch. I did a BCom, and then I ended up doing the financial analysis honors degree. And then going through the whole process of, you know, from an analyst, then I was a portfolio analyst, then I became a senior analyst, then a share portfolio manager. And the one thing that I kept on, you know, lacking, or just, you know, I just wasn't getting that personal interaction from the portfolio management. And spending a lot of time with advisors, sitting in front of clients, you know, just cemented that idea that I needed to make the switch. So then I did my diploma in financial planning. Peter Hewitt, I got to know him at Efficient Group for a number of years. And then when he moved across and started Hewitt Wealth, I mean, just given, you know, Peter's integrity and the way he views the market was so closely aligned to, you know, to what I was trying to achieve. So then we established Hewitt Wealth in Cape Town. Yeah, and then it's been a great journey since then.
Yeah, amazing. I love it. And, you know, one thing that I'm picking up on, Ryan, as well, is that it seems like there's a shift of people from investment management and asset management into financial planning. It's like I've heard this conversation like a few times where people say, well, but that's where I can add most value. Yes, I can do investment management. Yes, I can pick stocks and create portfolios and all that good stuff. But it almost feels like you're there in your bubble. I don't know, I'm making an assumption. And then once you get to experience what it is like to talk to clients and to actually have a direct impact on behavior and those kind of things, you know, is that where the light goes on and say, like, well, this seems to be more what I want to do?
Yeah, and it's also because if you're analyzing a company, you know, you've got a set of financials, you look at all the trends and everything. It's pretty much you in an Excel spreadsheet for most of the day. But then with clients, each client is completely different. Everyone started their portfolio in a different way. They've set up their structures in a different way. They've started companies in a different way. So I really enjoy that challenge of, you know, meeting someone new, establishing that relationship, and then, you know, working out, you know, where they want to go. You know, how do we change what they've got, or, you know, just guide them in the right direction. And that challenge has been great. We've got all the systems. So it really makes it, you know, proposing something to a client is quite easy. but doing the right thing and getting them to where they should be, and obviously for longevity for the kids and generations to come.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Good stuff. So with that, let me head on over to Mr. Henri le Grange. Henri, tell us your story. How did you end up in financial planning? I always say financial services, which is true, but financial planning.
Thanks for the job. Yes, I had my journey was quite interesting. After when I completed my studies, I was actually not really sure what I wanted to do, and I was very fortunate in the sense that my father allowed us to sit in on the meetings that he had with his accountant and coincidentally also his financial planner. And just that experience of what they went through by really looking at what their needs were and then aligning their finances with that really sparked something in me, and I was immediately interested. And I started my career in financial services soon thereafter. But I think a pivotal moment for me was when a short while after I started, my father had a tear in his cornea and he was off for an extended period of time. And the value of that initial planning that was done on that day that I was first introduced to financial planning was the value was immediately shown to me. And then I realized the impact that good planning can have on a family, and especially because it had an impact on my own family. So from there I worked on obtaining my CFP designation, and I started my own practice. And then we are currently 5 advisors working in our practice. We are all working remotely. I think our staff lives in 4 different towns at the moment, but I don't think if we go back to the office, we'll be in a very limited capacity. I think the benefit of the technology has really been utilized by our practice, and we keep looking at what we can do to make the experiences better for our clients.
Yeah, and it's I must say, as I said earlier, I know you for quite a while, and the amount of effort and focus that goes into the technology that you use, and not just what technology, but how you actually then get to use it and how you embed it down in your business has been absolutely incredible to see, and definitely something that it's interesting to hear, like staff in 4 different towns or cities, whatever. It's amazing to think that 2 years ago. Maybe you thought to yourself, I would like to live anywhere and run my business, but you never, did we ever really think that this was possible? And then within a very short space of time, it became very possible. So absolutely. Then let's get a little bit into the competition. I'm quite keen to learn why you entered, obviously. So let's just first start off with Ryan. What made you enter?
By nature, I'm generally quite a competitive individual. And by entering the Financial Plan of the Year competition, it kind of gave me the opportunity to see where I rank relative to, I would say, the best in the industry, and then also enhancing my service offering to clients. I formed an integral part in developing Hewitt Wealth, their strategy, systems, processes, procedures. And by entering this competition, we'll be able to see how Hewitt Wealth ranks relative to its peers. It will also afford us the opportunity to enhance our value propositions, as we learn, and which we have. And then I also feel that the industry can benefit from our tested processes and procedures, and in turn enhancing the IFA reputation and the industry in general.
Awesome. Hendrik, on your end, what made you enter?
Yeah, for me, Francois, it is learning from others. Always trying to learn and still with my ears. So it's learning from not only the competitors, but also everyone from FPI. It's been really a fantastic experience talking to the people and actually learning how other people do stuff and taking all the best bits and incorporating that into your practice. But that's the one thing, and the other thing, Francois, is having a platform to actually stand on top of a mountain to shout financial planning out to schools, to universities, to young children. The education in South Africa needs to start from a young age and see the financial planning profession as a professional profession where it can make or break a family. For me, it's having massive impact in South Africa. So for me, it is having the platform and showing financial planning is one of the most important things in families. Yeah. Thanks, Francois.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Hendrik. Henry, your reason?
Yes, Francois, I think, when I initially entered the competition, it was, purely just, as Ryan mentioned, to see where you rank and how you stack up against the best in the profession. But I think once you start on this journey investigating what best practices are, and then looking at what other people are doing and really going into what is the best way to do something out there, the journey becomes far more valuable than whatever the outcome is, because I think just the growth that we had in our practice from our initial entry into this competition it looks like a different business, because it set me on a path to really explore best practices. And once you start on that journey, it's hard to stop, because then you always see the next thing, that's how you can improve, and you're always looking for ways to improve the experiences for your clients. So I think, for me, the initial reason was to measure, but since then the reason has just been to make sure we adopt best practices. And recently we've really delved into what our values are within our practice, and then really try to, once you figure out what is the most important things for you as a business, it's easy to make decisions on your mission, vision, and what steps to follow to get there, because you have a framework within your value system that you can look through.
Yeah, and these are little things that people talk about a lot, and then so few actually then go and do it, and it's this is the thing, when you start seeing the value, you start seeing things that you implement and you see it actually makes a difference, then, okay, what else can we do? What else? As you say, it's almost like a rabbit hole that you go down and say, okay, what's next? There must be something that's next, and there always is. So I love that. Then I want to sort of understand or hear what the process has been like for this, Hendrik. So I'm going to jump over to you. So what has this process been like? So when this whole thing started, so obviously it was the whole application process. Just briefly talk me a little bit through that, and then I'll get what it was like for Henry and Ryan as well. But what has the process been like?
Francois, I really hope that someday when you do talking on a radio station or you do talking on TV, that you don't get sweaty palms, because every time when you have an interview or when you have the judging panel sitting there, I do have sweaty palms. So for me it's been really an exciting, and it's been a journey. It's really been a journey, and for me the exciting part about the process is my entire practice, my family, that's actually enjoyed it with me and that's excited and are all listening in currently. So and it means the excitement that comes with that, being involved in it. So but still I have sweaty palms every time you do an interview or you do sit in front of a judging panel. And but it's just a joy, and I've learned a lot, and I will continue learning. So it's been really a great experience, Francois.
Awesome. Ryan, with you, what has the process been like for you?
Yeah, so this is actually the second year that I've entered the competition. So it has been a journey. The process has been great. Competing has also been, I really enjoyed that. You got the application process, you've got where you submit your financial plan. That was quite a nice one for us, because any client that gets a plan from Joburg, Pretoria, or Cape Town will experience exactly the same. And then, there's a few things that we have changed. We've enhanced our business systems. We have tweaked our written proposals. And I must say the process, it's been really nice to to have feedback from clients, because they see things going on LinkedIn and social media, and the feedback that we've received from them has really been great. And I would encourage anyone that's thinking about entering this competition is just submit your plan and see where it goes.
Awesome stuff. Henry, this is also not your first rodeo. What has it been like for you this year?
Francois, as both Ryan and Hendrik now mentioned, I don't think it gets easier over time to make yourself, because I think that it's a bit of an uncomfortable feeling, making yourself as vulnerable as possible by inviting everyone into your business and not trying to look what's wrong, but being very critical on everything you do. So, but I think it's for everybody that comes into your business goes in with positive feedback. So it showed us areas where we can grow, and it's just really been a great experience to just when you see that. As you mentioned, in the previous times that I've entered, you see something that was not 100% correct, and then you see, okay, we worked on it and we've made it great this time around. So I think it's really been fantastic in the sense that we, as a practice, got the opportunity to really challenge ourselves and grow through the experience.
Good stuff. So just a general question, is the process like there's a starting point, then you sort of submit your application and your plan, and then there's opportunity to work on it as it goes through, or is once you've submitted, Like what is that process, Ryan?
Yeah, so it starts out, it's almost like submitting a CV, like a job application. And then if you get through that round, then you submit your plan. Everything's anonymous. So you get issued a kind of an FPI code. Then the plan will obviously get assessed. If you go through on that, I think then they take the top 6. And then there's a site visit. So given COVID, everything's online. It obviously would have been great to have everyone at our offices. And then if you go through the site visit, then there's the final three of us. And then there's a panel discussion, and that's kind of the final interview. And then there's a weight assigned to each one of those steps that I've just mentioned. And then, whoever gets the highest score eventually gets called up on Monday, I guess.
Yeah, awesome stuff. So on that note, Hendrik, what will it mean to you if you do win on Monday? So if your name is the name, like what would that mean to you?
Francois, I couldn't have even thought or dreamed that I would come this far. So for me, if I were to win again, Hoendervleis, so to have the platform and to have that, almost to have that platform to go out and go out into the world as the representative from South Africa. I mean, you can reach the amount of people you can reach, and I spoke to my practice yesterday. I said the amount of people you can reach as an individual is probably 1,000 clients. But once you start getting into a financial planning institute, once you start getting into this competition, winning the competition, you get to a point where you affect other financial planners. You influence their way of giving advice, and influencing their way of giving advice, you actually reach their clients as well. So it's making a bigger impact. For me, winning would give you that platform to go out and really change the world. If I can say change the world, I mean that's any young boy's dream. So for me it's been a humbling experience, and I'm very proud of my team, because it's obviously not just us three. There's a team behind each of us. So it's been really a humbling experience, and I'm very proud of my team.
That's awesome stuff. Love that. Henry, as jy nou daar opstap maandag aand, what does that mean to you and your business and your clients and in general?
Francois, I think, as Hendrik mentioned, it's really about being able to have a platform to work off, because I think as CFP professionals, we are automatically, you can put that group already as the top 4% leading the profession. So I think once you've become a CFP professional, you really have a responsibility to help others and to empower other advisors. Because I read it, and it's an anecdote or quote, but it's an old saying that a rising river lifts all the boats. So I think, as CFP professionals, every one of us has a responsibility not to only stack as much as we can onto our own boat, but to really try and lift the river off and make financial planning better for all the advisors, which will in turn have massive impacts on our community. Because I think by empowering more advisors, that's the only way to reach a massive amount of people and educating our communities at large in South Africa.
Yeah, awesome. Ryan, and for you, obviously same question. What does this mean to you?
Yeah, so echoing exactly what Henry and Hendrik have said. For us, it would also be, when we established Hewitt Wealth, we set out to establish a truly independent professional financial planning and advisory business. And we're focusing on, ensuring exceptional outcomes for our clients over the long term. We're 5 years in now, and we can honestly be proud of what we've achieved as a team. We've established a truly independent advisory business with a national footprint without compromising the integrity of the advice process and client experience. So I think, just getting feedback from our clients with testimonials, the feeling we've got as a team. And, if I can win this plan, I think it'll just be the cherry on the top, just to say that, all the hard work we've put in, is definitely worth it.
Yeah, awesome. Right, then I want to ask you guys, what has been your biggest takeaway from this whole, winning aside, right? What has been for you this year, the biggest thing that, whether you win or not, when you walk away, you feel like that thing has made it more than worth the effort? So who am I going to put first on the spot? Hendrik, sorry, ek gaan na jou toe kom. So what has that been for you?
Sure, Francois, just Norma said, being human, being resilient. And for me, it's stepping back, just seeing how far we've come. Me, myself, my family, my practice. If you go 10 years back and you said I would be sitting here today, I would probably tell you you're lying. But then again, I go back to my father when I was a little boy, where he said, you have to dream big. You have to dream of the stars. At least if you don't reach the stars, you'll catch a cloud. So for me, it's really about stepping back and actually realizing that we've come a far way as humans and in this competition as well. For me, the biggest takeout of this is we've really stepped back as a practice, and we just recognize and see how much growth there has been, and the last 2 years has accelerated this with the digital age. I mean, with the technology. As Ryan said, you can see clients Hong Kong, UAE, Namibia, everywhere, and it's actually just stepping back and realizing we have come a real great distance from where we were and where we currently are. So Francois, from my side, it's just stepping back and realizing, almost saying I'm proud of myself. But sometimes as humans, we need to do that, and we need to give our teams a pat on the back. So for me, the biggest takeout is the thumbs up to my team, and the thumbs up to FBI hosting this. I wouldn't have said 3 years back we would have had a digital FBI and the FBI financial planner of the year. So we're sitting here, we're having it, and we're having the discussion about it. So I'm just really proud to be involved. Thanks, Francois.
Awesome, Hendrik, and congratulations once again. Then Ryan, for you, the biggest takeaway here?
I think the biggest takeaway is it's nice to know that the FPI, we all in good hands. There's some strong financial advisors out there. And we've all got to work collectively to enhance the importance of financial planning, and the value that independent financial advisors can offer, and the important role we all play in our clients' lives. So the experience of going through this whole process, chatting to everyone, we going in the right direction. And I think that's kind of the biggest takeaway from me. For myself and Hewitt Wealth, speak on behalf of the guys there, we all open to sharing our ideas and enhancing the industry. It's just going to be the better for all of us.
Awesome. Henry, biggest takeaway for you?
Francois, I think over the past year, the thing that has been highlighted for me is really the power of communities and the importance of forming communities within our profession where we can support each other and where we can learn from each other. Because, I think a lot of the time we are sitting with a problem and someone has already figured it out. And it would take me days or months to figure it out. Whereas if I maybe just had somebody who I regularly chat with, they might have figured it out years ago, and that whole learning will take me 2 minutes. So I think the most important thing in driving our profession forward is creating communities that's really accessible to anyone, no matter where you're from and where you are in your career. It's about having a platform that's available and easily accessible, and technology thankfully allows that now. So I think that's my biggest takeout is the power of really creating communities.
That's awesome. Gents, there's a couple of things that I just want to sort of end off with and just say some of my unrequested observations, if I may. I think a big thing here is that, you're all young, which is encouraging, because there's always this thing about we're an aging profession. I look at the screen, I see 3 young guys taking, sort of the banner and going to run with it, going into the future, no matter the outcome of Monday. I don't even think that, it's a big thing, but the most important thing is, as you said, the journey and where you are and the takeaways that you have at the moment. Also, I look at the way that your backgrounds look and the amount of effort that you put into just sort of, what this looks like. So obviously when meeting with clients, when doing this stuff, it's not just, let's have a Zoom meeting kind of thing. So I'm pretty sure this isn't special for the show. This is how you operate. So it's taking things to the next level, and that's why you're here. And I just want to, from my side, and obviously on behalf of the FBI, and I think the entire financial planning profession, say well done, and thanks for entering. I think if you didn't enter, obviously we wouldn't be here today, but it's so important for us, for you to take the profession forward and to raise the bar for the profession. And I can see that we are in very good hands from what I heard today. So from my side, a huge congratulations. Best of luck. I was there last year when they announced this stuff. It's sweaty palms, brother. You are in for sweaty feet and sweaty armpits and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, with that, just any final words quickly, Henry, before we end.
No, Francois, I just want to thank. Unmuted, not muted. Sorry, I misread that stop thing. I just want to thank you for having us today, and for the Financial Planning Institute for creating a platform for me, Hendrik, and Ryan, and all the advisors out there to get together and really work together to move our profession forward.
Oh, no, I'm muted. Awesome. Ryan, last thoughts from you?
Yeah, I just hope the beers are nice and ice cold on Monday, that we all get to share some time together. Yeah, so look forward to seeing you guys on Monday.
Awesomeness. Hendrik, last words over to you.
Thanks, Francois, for hosting this amazing show. It also takes an effort to host a show like this, and you are doing everything as slick and running it smoothly. So thanks a lot for that. And then for FPI, this is an amazing opportunity for us three. And I want to really encourage everyone to get involved, get the qualification, get yourself entered into the competition. It's really something where you grow, and the profession is well alive and growing. So thanks, Francois, and thanks for your time.
Awesome. Guys, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all the comments and encouragement and just the rooting for some people and rooting for everyone. So thank you so much. We all deeply appreciate that. And with that, I wish you a good weekend, and remember to always raise the bar. See you next week.